If you've been active on the internet recently, you've likely heard of the Amazing Digital Circus. This fantastic up-and-coming indie animated show received its pilot on YouTube and has amassed over 57 million views within its first 2 weeks of upload. This is completely unheard of in the indie animation space, and the Amazing Digital Circus is now the most viewed video on Glitch Productions' YouTube channel. I've made several videos and shorts discussing the pilot, and this got me thinking about making an iceberg video. If you're not aware of what an iceberg video is, it's a fun way to present information or facts around a specific topic. The iceberg goes in descending order with different tiers. At the tip of the iceberg, you have the surface level knowledge that the average viewer would know, while at the bottom you have the obscure and lesser known info. With everything covered, it's time to dive in. The pilot. The Amazing Digital Circus pilot came out October 13th, 2023. This 25-minute pilot introduced us to the world and characters. Prior to the release of the pilot, various shorts were created to introduce the main cast. What's interesting is that Kaufmo and Pomni didn't receive their own shorts. The cast. During the pilot, we meet a variety of characters. Each cast member has a memorable voice actor who you'll probably recognise from other projects. The voice actor of Kane is Alex Rockon, who is a YouTuber and is well known for his spam-tum impressions and comic dubs. Pomni is voiced by Lizzie Freeman. She voices Sad Ina and Minnie in Joji's Ina series, along with characters in SMG4, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, and Genshin Impact. Ragatha is voiced by Amanda Hufford, who plays roles in Han Apocalypse, Dragon Ball, and Genshin Impact. Jax is voiced by Michael Kovac. Michael is well known for his roles as Angel Dust in the Hazbin Hotel pilot, N in Murder Drones, and Rocky in Lackadaisy. Gangle is voiced by Marissa Lenti, who voiced Mozzie in Borderlands 3 and had roles in RWBY and Fairy Tail. Bubble is voiced by Gooseworks, who is the main creator of the Amazing Digital Circus. She is known for her YouTube channel and art. She's made videos such as The Little Runmo, Elaine the Bounty Hunter, and she also composed the Hazbin Hotel pilot soundtrack. Gooseworks also voices the main character in the Digital Circus. Kinger is voiced by Sean Chiplock. Sean is known for voicing Ren in SMG4, Thad in Murder Drones, and Spade in Freedom Planet. And lastly, we have Zubul, who is voiced by Ashley Nichols. She's an animator and cleanup artist who's done work in the Hazbin Hotel pilot, Lackadaisy, and the Animaniacs reboot. She's making her own indie project called Farfetched, and she's currently dating Michael Kovac. Soundtrack. The pilot features 17 songs. The full soundtrack was uploaded to the Glitch Productions YouTube channel on October 25th. If we check the names of the songs, some of them feature funny references. Song 2 is called Get Isekai, which is a reference to isekai, a subgenre of Japanese light novels, video games, manga, and anime, where the protagonist gets transported to or reborn in another world. Song 8 is named after Kaufmo. Song number 9 isn't seen in the pilot and went unused. Song 11 is the Gloink Queen's theme, but it is instead called Worm Mom. And lastly, number 16 is called Your New Home, which is the theme that plays with the slow pan-in shot of Pomni going crazy, which is very fitting. Gloink Queen. The Gloink Queen was the main antagonist of the pilot, apart from Kaufmo of course. She has her own lair beneath the circus floor and feeds on items her gloinks bring to her. She is voiced by Elsie Lovelock, who voices Meggie Splitzer and Karen from SMG4, Bo and Evelyn Claythorne from Meta Runner, Uzi from Murder Drones, and Charlie's singing voice in the Hazbin Hotel pilot. Kaufmo. Kaufmo is one of the humans in the Digital Circus, however he goes insane right before the events of the pilot. He was meant to show up during the intro song, but since he was abstracted in his room, a cardboard cutout was there in his place. Not much is known about Kaufmo other than the fact he liked to tell jokes that weren't particularly funny. As a result, the other humans would fake laugh at them. He went insane because he was obsessed with finding the exit. Prior to the release of the pilot, Glitch Productions' Twitter account posted an image of Kaufmo, leading people to believe he was a proper character. Of course this was a joke, since we never actually saw Kaufmo's human form in the pilot. When asked about Kaufmo on Tumblr, the show's creator Gooseworks said he was meant to be a sacrificial character. His job was to introduce the concept of abstractions and inform everyone of how dangerous it is to go insane, which forces Pomni and the others to continue to take part in Kane's games so that they don't end up like Kaufmo. The Moon. The Moon is an AI character similar to Kane or Bubble. She seems to be romantically interested in Kane, which freaks him out. Moon is also the personification of night in the Digital Circus world. She is voiced by Gooseworks, and this makes her line interesting. It's basically the show's creator saying she loves her creation, which is a reference to the Bible where God says he loves all of his creations. Bible references. Linked in with the last point, there's a couple aspects of the show that are religious references. The first being Pomni's dinner sequence. This is a reference to the Last Supper. During the pilot we see a CNA logo. This has been theorized to mean Cain and Abel. In the biblical book of Genesis, Cain and Abel were the first two sons of Adam and Eve. Some concept art posted by the show's creator also show Pomni being crucified. Pomni's name. Pomni's name features a couple references references. Pomni means remember in Russian. Pomni's first name also contains some secrets. The phrase XDDCC in the Caesar cipher format means get. Above XDDCC in the machine was NCMM. INCMM means out. So this means that the circus, Kane, or some kind of force is literally telling Pomni to get out of the digital circus. Concept art. Various pieces of concept art have been released over time. They show things such as test animations, walk cycles, and funny jokes. Early design of the pilot. Linked in with the last point, the pilot and its original design has changed a lot over time. The show's creator Gooseworks has also explained some of these early designs. Originally, Jax was a girl while Pomni was a guy. In Pomni's earliest design, she was a frog, before being changed into the jester we're familiar with. The overall appearance of the digital circus also changed, as described in an interview with Gooseworks. When developing the look, we wanted to ride the line between retro 3D and toys. There's part of me that wanted the show to be pure and faithful to the retro rendering style of early 3D animation, but there was also the part of me that realised that that look only appeals to weirdos like me. We ended up going for a rose-tinted version of that, the way our child brains perceive these amazing revolutionary graphics at the time. I'm a big fan of juxtapositions, like happy music playing to something horrifying or cute little characters being miserable, so I wanted the look of the show to not necessarily reflect the darker side of the series, even though we technically had an eyeball polygon monster and a nightmare office maze. Pretend those weren't in the pilot. Above anything else, I just wanted it to feel kind of lonely. We can also see this in early renders of the show. The renders showcase this 90s style Goose talked about, and as we know, the framing was changed to make things look higher quality and more pristine. So perhaps the game actually resembles these concept images on the intro at the start of the pilot. However, we the viewers instead see a stylized version of the circus. Stomach game shows. Kinger's question to Zubul about playing a game show after having been eaten by the Glug Queen is a reference to Gooseworks Animation's Little Runmo and Elaine the Bounty Hunter, both of which featured stomach game shows. Meat Lad. Meat Lad makes a one-off appearance in a merch promotional video as a small gag referring to the popular game and meme, Who's That Pokemon? Ships. There's some popular ships in the fandom at the moment. These are as follows: Kane and the Moon, Jackson Pomni, and Kinger and Queenie. Out of them, I think Kane and Moon are my favourite. Gangle's third mask. In a July 9th tweet from Glitch Productions, we see an image of Gangle looking at the mirror. On the wall is a bunch of her happy masks which got split in two. On the right, we can see a third mask. This is a reference to the 2021 video from Gooseworks titled Blue Channel Thalison. It's a creepypasta type video which shows some various human emotions, one of which is called dorsalisness. This is the exact same face that is on Gangle's third mask. When asked about this on Tumblr, Gooseworks said it's a fun Easter egg. So is the third mask canon? Well, there's a chance it is. On the other hand, it could just be a fun little reference for fans as a way to hype up the release of the pilot. Character ages. Gooseworks revealed the ages of all the main cast members over on Tumblr. Their ages are as follows: Pomni is 25, Jax is 22, Ragatha is 30, Zubul is 22, Gangle is 26, and lastly Kinger is 48. Goose said the reason they revealed them was to stop arguments, and also since if the show gets picked up, their ages will be revealed in the show anyway. So this means that the ages of the characters is an important part of the show's lore. Now that we're at the final tier, I thought I'd dedicate it to some fun theories about the show. The ending theory. This is a theory in which a character finds a way to escape only to get bored and re-enter the game, this time with a new body and freshly wiped memory. I'll read out the theory. Pomni returns home. She returns to her underpaid office job, finding herself in a loop. She has no real joy in life. She is stuck in a labour cycle. She decides to return to the digital circus to stop this loop. In the digital world, she loses her memories again. There's two paths. Firstly, Pomni has a different body, so no one will recognise her. Or two, everyone was just an NPC. This leads to Pomni not remembering anything and she escapes, which loops back to the first box. Freedom through abstraction theory. This theory is that the true way to escape is to abstract. The entity left over after abstraction is a mindless vessel, no longer controlled by a human. So by this logic, characters like Kaufmo have actually left the circus. However, the living humans don't know that abstraction is the key to leave, so as a result they're stuck in the circus forever. Character theory. This theory is that whenever a character abstracts or goes insane, the next person to join the circus will take on a similar appearance to the previous. If we take a look at the doors of the previous humans, we can see that they all appear quite similar, with some resembling animals, clowns, and toys. In the pilot, Kaufmo the clown abstracts, and immediately after Pomni shows up, who is a jester. Because of this theory, if Jax abstracts, the next character will resemble an animal since Jax is a rabbit. If Pomni abstracts, the next character will be a clown, and vice versa. Infinite digital circus theory. This theory is that the digital circus is not a video game, but rather some sort of pocket dimension that has existed for millennia. Kinger is a king piece because he is from medieval times. Gangle is from Shakespearean times. Ragatha and Jax are from the late 1800s. Zubul from the 50s, the abstract era of art, and Pomni from present day. This theory is extremely extremely interesting and probably my favourite out of the bunch. End scene theory. There's several old folklore stories that basically warn that you shouldn't accept food when you've been spirited away to another world by a fairy, because accepting their hospitality leaves you indebted to them and traps you in that world. Kane takes her out of the exit and immediately gives her a feast, followed by the camera cutting to the quote real world where she is gone. If this is his usual reward for adventures and everyone gets one when they enter, that could be why nobody else was able to find the exit door. Character personality theory. There's actually a theory about the personality of the characters too. Their character design is the opposite of who they are. For example, a Kinger is a king in chess. A king is supposed to be brave and courageous, but Kinger is skittish and gets startled easily. Pomni is a jester, so they're humorous and spontaneous, but Pomni is anxious and nervous. Kaufmo isn't seen as himself, but it's said that he's not good at making jokes, yet he's a clown, and clowns are supposed to be funny. So that's all of the tiers of the iceberg covered. I wanted the video to be a mix of fun facts, Easter eggs, and theories. I'll probably make a second iceberg in the future if more episodes of the show come out. Special thanks to the redditors over on r/digitalcircus for providing some of the theories that I used in this video. If you have any thoughts on the iceberg, let me know in the comments section down below. Thanks for watching.